You can draw this diamond in Procreate. We will be using the brushes that come with Procreate. You don't need to purchase anything else. I will walk you through all the steps to create this diamond, and I'm sure that you can draw it too. First, you need to set up a canvas. You can just select the option screen size. This canvas of mine here, it's just screen size. And the first thing we'll do is add a drawing guide. Just click the selection here and then go to Edit Drawing Guide. Now, if you have selected the screen size option as well, then you can just do the same thing as I'm doing here. First do backspace and then set the length to 100. Now your canvas and your drawing guide will look exactly the same as mine here. Now you can just pick a color here. I often accidentally click white here and then press done, and then I'll think, well, where's my drawing guide? So be sure to set it to a color that you can actually see. And now we are going to draw the diamond. Let's first make a sketch though. And we'll just pick a dark color and the HB pencil to make a sketch first and to measure everything out. Now let's go from the top. We'll go down about 4 and then make a horizontal line of 6 squares. Like this, 6 squares. And then we'll go down 1 square and to the left 3 squares here. And also on this side, we'll go sidewards 3 and downwards 1. And we'll go this way. So the thickness here is 2 squares. That will be the top of the diamond. There. And here on this side we will go left 2 squares and down 2 squares. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. And here we will go down 3, sidewards 2. And here as well. And now we will just connect these two and these. And make a horizontal line here. And now we will go down straight through the middle and we will go down 7 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is where the lines will meet. So we'll have a line from this corner to here, here, all going down to this point. And there we have our basic sketch of the diamond. And we can we'll keep on the drawing guide, but we can turn down the opacity of this sketch a little bit and we will make a new layer on top. Just click the plus here and we will select a different brush. We'll go to calligraphy and use the monoline brush. And now we will start making the shapes of the different facets of the diamond. Now I've made a color palette. It's called You Can Draw This Diamond, and you can find it through the link in the description. You can find it on my Patreon page and download the palette if you would like to use the exact same colors I'm using. Now, first we'll pick this pink magenta-like color and we will draw the shape on top of the diamond. We can zoom in a little bit. Let's check our brush. That's a little bit too thick. We want to go a bit thinner. Yeah, that's fine. It is set to, let's see, 3%. And now we will start following that sketch and try to be as tidy as you can, following that drawing guide. We will just follow the entire sketch. There. this side. And if you draw a line and just hold your pen on your screen, it will snap to a straight line automatically. Now we have the shape here, and we can fill it by dragging the color into the shape. And now we have our the top of our diamond. And to draw the other facets, we will be making new layers. We want them all on separate layers. So we'll make a new layer by clicking the plus. And let's start off by making these facets on the sides. We'll pick a purple color for this one here. So that's this one. And again, we will just follow the lines. To make the shape. And we'll drag the color in to fill it. Now we'll do this side here, make a new layer again. And let's use this color. Again, just follow the sketch lines. And fill it with a color. And now we'll do that front facet of the diamond. So again, make a new layer, and let's pick another color. Let's pick this one. And fill it. And we'll do the same thing with the facets at the bottom, but we'll just use different colors. Let's make a new layer again. Let's pick a dark blue color for this left side. And as you can see, once you hold down your pen, you can just drag around your line, and well, that way you can place it the exact way you want it. And of course, always make sure you make the lines connect. Otherwise, if you drag in a color, your whole screen will turn blue. Make a new layer for that right side. Pick a lighter color there. All that is left is that front side. So a new layer again, and we'll pick this nice blue color, or maybe let's pick that one, and we'll make this big triangle. Now we have all the facets, and we can start adding more color and more detail to our diamond, but we can turn off the sketch layer here, and we can also turn off the drawing guide. We don't need that anymore. And let's give our diamond a nice background color. You can click the background color and select this nice dark color. Now, to add more detail to our facets, we are going to use the alpha lock. When you use alpha lock on a layer, you will only be able to paint on the pixels that are already there. So we can only paint on this pink, and we won't be able to go outside of those lines. Let's grab the soft brush. It's under airbrushing in Procreate. And let's pick a lighter color and add some light pink here. Maybe we can add a little bit darker pink here. So we have a little bit of a gradient there. And we'll do the same thing for the other facets. We'll just start with this one. And if you find all these layers confusing, then you could just name these layers. Give them all names like top facet, left, middle, right, so you can easily find the right ones. Now for these, I want to add a little bit of darkness, some shadow here. So I'm just glazing that over softly. Not too much. We'll go to the middle facet, that's 2 up. Select alpha lock again. And I'm going to add some little blues. And some pinks here on top. Because we want to create a little bit of a gradient in the diamond from pink to blue at the bottom. So let's also add a little bit of dark blue at the bottom here. Now we're going to the right facet. Again, I'll use some pink. And we don't have to go all scientific here and get the exact right shapes inside the diamond. Just do what feels right, what looks good to you. Just play around with the colors. Now we'll do that bottom left facet again. Click alpha lock, and we'll grab a nice dark blue to add some shadow here. And let's do the same thing for the one on the right. Now don't forget to click alpha lock. And let's go to the front facet. I want to make that nice and blue. The nice gradient going down. So as you can see, the opacity is pretty low, so I can just glaze over. I can just gently darken this area up. And we can do the same thing from the bottom to the top. We can just pick that lighter color and paint some back in, making this nice looking gradient. What we will do now is add some bright edges to these facets. So we'll make a new layer. And we will go back to calligraphy and select the monoline brush again. And a very bright blue color. And we want the brush to be a lot bigger now to go over these edges. And again, we will be working on separate layers. This is one, and we will go to the eraser. And the eraser is also set to monoline. And we will erase a part of this line to make it sharp and tapered. So with the eraser, you can do the same thing as with a normal brush. You can just hold it to make a straight line. Make it look pointy like this. And we'll make a new layer to do the same thing with the other edges. So let's go from here to there. And again, grab the eraser to make a nice pointy line. And what you can do if the placement of the line isn't entirely correct, you can just go to transform and you can tweak it a bit. You can also rotate it, make it a bit longer like this, until you have something that you like. Let's make a new layer because we'll make a new line. And it's better to make these new layers because we will be erasing. You don't want to erase the other lines that you've already created. Well, that's a bit long. Let's do something like this. This time I will make it pointier at this corner. There. Again, a new layer for this side. And just repeat the process. And transform it if it's needed. And if you want to really tweak this and don't want to, well, like you just saw, I had magnetics turned on, and then yeah, you get this and you can't be very precise. So be sure to turn off magnetics, and you can set it to distort to really tweak that line here. And another layer, because we will also be going in this direction. And for this line, I just want it to be a little bit thinner. I want a full line here. Maybe adjust this one a little bit. Again, a new layer for this corner. We'll tweak this one a little bit. And let's also go downwards towards this point here. So again, we'll need a new layer. Going to this end. And on the other side here. And let's also make a little line here on the outside. Perhaps we can just make our brush a little bit smaller. Let's try 8%. Oh, that's the eraser. Need to set the normal brush to 8%. Just want it a little bit thinner. There. Now we have this bright, shiny corners here, these bright edges. And we want to add a little bit more shine to the diamond. We'll do that by, well, first, let's just merge all these layers to clean up that mess. Let's add some more details to the facets. We'll do this by adding new layers. We'll add a new layer to this facet on the left first, and we will use clipping mask. It's a bit like Alpha Lock, but this time we will be drawing on a new layer, but it is clipped to the layer below. And this way you will only see pixels that that are exactly above the pixels here. So you won't be able to see any pixels, any paints outside this shape here. Let me just demonstrate it to make it clear. Let's pick a lighter color, maybe this one. Look, you can only see the paint inside of the shape. So that's clipping mask. And what we'll do is we'll make some random shapes. A bit like this. As you just saw, I closed the shape. You weren't able to see it, but I closed the shape so I can fill it like this. And I'm going to set this layer to screen. You can go here, if you click on that N and then go to lighten and then select screen. This way it will lighten everything beneath. And we can turn down the opacity a little bit, maybe to 75%. And we'll do the same here. That's that front facet. Make a new layer, set it to clipping mask, and we'll select a bright color, this one, and just make a flowing motion. And let's fill that again, set it to screen, and turn down the opacity just a little bit, 75. And we'll make these kind of shapes on the different facets. Let's also do it for the top facet. Where is it? Oh, here. A new layer, setting it to clipping mask. And let's make a straight shape like this. And again, set that to screen. And we can play around a bit with the shape, as with all the shapes. You can just use the transform tool, that's that little arrow there, and you can drag it around until you have something that you like. Turning down the opacity again. And now let's go to the front facet. That one at the bottom, and again use clipping mask, and we'll use let's use this very bright blue. Maybe make something like this, and again setting it to screen and lowering the opacity. I'm going to go to 50%. We'll do the same with the two facets on both sides, making a new layer, use clipping mask, and let's use this blue. And just draw in a shape. It just adds a little bit more interest to the diamond, and yeah, a little bit more detail. Just looks a little bit more interesting. Let's also do it with the one on the right. New layer, setting it to clipping mask. Let's just use this one. And this kind of gives the sense of some reflections or refraction, not sure what it's called, inside the diamond. A little bit more interesting, a little bit more interesting. Makes it a little bit more interesting. Also, let's add some very sparkly sparkles. We can do that by using a Procreate brush. First, make a new layer on top of all the others and go to luminance. We have this really nice flare brush, and we will set it to a very bright color, and let's just check it out first. Let's try what we get. Well, that's a little bit too big, so we'll have to make it smaller, maybe 34. No, that's still too big. We want to change the direction a little bit. That looks nice. Let's add some more, maybe one. That's pretty nice. And a smaller one in this corner here, or maybe a little bit bigger. Let's say 12%. Just experiment with the brush until you have what you like. There. Now we have this nice sparkles. Let's just work on the facets a little bit more. Let's add some more color variation. We can just click on the different facets and go to airbrushing, soft brush. And I want to add a little bit more of a gradient, some blue in the purple and maybe some pinks in the blues. Just a little bit more interest. Let's go to this one. No, this one. Let's add some blue there. And maybe some pink on this one. That's that bottom facet. We can add some of that bright pink. And I'm using very little pressure, and the opacity is very low. So it will be very subtle. I'm gonna make the brush a little bit bigger. That's a bit too much, maybe here. Maybe some darker blue. And we can also add some blues on that one on the right. Just a little bit more color variation that will add a little bit more realism. Now I went to the facet on the left. I'm gonna add some bright blue there. Maybe turn down the opacity of this one a little bit more. Oh, we're almost done. Let's add a little bit interest to the background as well to really make this diamond pop out. To do that, we will make a new layer below the other layers. And it can be on top of the sketch layer because that's turned off, so that doesn't matter. Let's add a little bit of a glow. We'll do that by using the airbrushing, the soft brush that you can find at airbrushing. And we'll use this bright blue at the bottom. Really gently using that big brush, gently adding that glow. As you can see, I'm making some circular motions, and we'll do the same at the top, but then we will use this bright pink here. And then we have a nice gradient at the back as well. And if you feel like it's a bit too much pink, then you can just turn to the blue again. And to make it look a little bit more subtle, you can use the opacity slider and turn it down just a little bit to get a nice subtle glow in your diamond. And then we can call it finished. If you followed all of these steps, then now you have a really nice, shiny, colorful diamond. And I would love to see your results. Now, if you want to use the same colors as I did, you can check a link in the description and find the palette and download it for free on my Patreon page. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching, and I will be seeing you next time for the next digital art tutorial. Have a great day!